All right, good evening. It's Tuesday, April 29th, August. Tuesday, April 29th, 2024 at precisealgorithmtrading.com. I've got to leave this up here for a second so it shows up on our screens and I can use it as part of my YouTube video screenshots. I think that's probably enough time now. And we're going to jump right into the automated trading systems, which have been failing me lately, and that's okay. This is really just sideways. This is the Dow futures, and what did it do today? 4-9, down, up, down, down. Just aggravating. The Russell did all right today. 4-9, just one little trade up. The Nasdaq's the one that's really been irritating, continues to be irritating, and just a browbeating. So I need to get that over with, and we need to move on. Uh, the manual trading systems. This is the S&P 500, and it's had a lot of volatility lately. Still bullish, green trend line here. Um, we're under the daily SAR dots. We're over the weekly SAR dots. So this is sort of, I'll call it a little bit of a momentum squeeze, except it's not the same thing. I'll call it I'm going to call it a momentum squeeze because that's what it is. It's not the same as a squeeze when you're talking about the Bollinger Bands going inside the Keltner channels, but it's the same kind of idea. And I will tell you that, like, on the Dow, where is that thing? Here it is. The Dow went down, I think, a couple hundred points today and then rallied. This is a hammer candlestick. I'm not sure it's one that I would be jumping on. However, I do think we could see some short-term rally out of this. But at the same time, the reason I am not big into that, we've got bearish parabolic SAR dots on the daily and the weekly time frame for this. So I think anything you're going to get a rally off of, you're going to get rejected. And when these dots are this close, this is actually a playable move. We could look at dog and go long if we want to. And dog did not flip the dots, so I wouldn't make this play until that happens. But a rally, that would be a pullback here. This actually holds up my idea of the bullish percent indexes holding up the price. So let's go back to the industrials, and I'm going to tell you it's not ready yet. So a rally from this is possibly shortable, but the fact that the dog is not in the right place, it's an inverse ETF. Let's just look at that again. It'd be down to here before it rallies. You could still use the daily SAR dots to be able to go long this, which is short the market, but I'd expect a pullback before we have a rally here. And that's a way to go short. You can also obviously buy puts. You can also short stock, but I don't get into a whole lot of that stuff in this on this website because it's complicated. What else? Let's see what the Dow went lower, but then it rallied. The S&P was up 7.52 points today, which is also a hammer candlestick, which I think is also short-lived. The Russell continues to have a little bit of strength to it, even though not a lot of conviction. The the Nasdaq, we'll look at this one, was up 52 points today. and it's conflicted between the two, the daily and the weekly dots. And obviously, the daily and the weekly dots aren't the be all end all. It's just another indication. However, it's nice when they work. And you can see back here they worked great. Right here they worked alright, not great. Back here they worked great up until at least this spot here. And then they would have worked again great up to there. So there's moments where they work great. They even work pretty alright to the downside, just not necessarily great all the time. There's a pretty good one right there. So I wouldn't use them in a bubble, but they work great alongside some other indicators such as price and um, polarity, when stocks are in polarity or when they reverse polarity. That was the NASDAQ. The transports went up 35 points today. Longer term, they're still just sideways, but they're bullish in both the PSAR dots and oil. Went down 1.28% today. Along with that went our ConocoPhillips position, although it didn't stop out. Probably will soon. But that's the whole point of this. We don't get the top and we don't get the bottom. We get the meat of the move. So we don't get to just get out at the perfect top or the perfect bottom. If we wanted to, we could sell off based on this hourly chart over here, but we would have been out here. We'd be out here for sure. We would have been out back here. And if you're following along, that's here on the daily chart. So these things are all fine. You're collecting profit, but depends on, I've got a lot of faith in these dots. So it's not, like I say, it's not a perfect instrument, but that's done that because of oil. And if oil continues to fall like that, then we'll get stopped out of this as well. I started watching natural gas. Ooh, we got a breakout. I really wanted to play that. So I'm going to put in an order in case it pulls back. This is not for the faint of heart, because I'm going against a couple trends, but at the same time, this thing's got a lot of room. It could possibly move. I talked about it last night. So if we went from 15 to 20 bucks, that's a pretty good move. And I'm not saying it's going to do that all in one fell swoop, but that's a potential play. What else? Gold also is still way up there. Nothing really to do. Bonds, they're both bearish. There's a lot of bearish going on there. A pullback and a potential short trade could be in the works. Here's a little hint. That pullback has already come up partway. If and when this price over here on the hourly chart crosses the 30 period moving average and the 30 period moving average is moving down like it was when it was red up here, that would be a potential new entry. Use the hourly chart to get in for the daily. And that's a little tip. Alright, last but not least, let's go over here. Actually, I was going to do this last night. There's the VIX. It actually closed outside the Bollinger Bands for 2 days, I think, and then crossed back in, which is a bullish move. So usually once you get the pullback in and then you get like a few candles lower like it did back here, then you get higher moves. And I need the ES to be up here if we're really going to see that. So this pullback constituted that rally. This pullback was, I think, this rally. And then you had multiple little pullbacks along the way that are during this start of a rally back here. And then you had that big pullback way from there to there. That was this whole rally there. Alright, now we'll move on to stockcharts.com. Point and figure charts, bullish. Industrials didn't move. The NYA down 0.96%. The transports up 8.33%. That's pretty bullish. The NASDAQ up 0.08%. The S&P 500 didn't move. The OEX tacked on a new O to the downside, went down 1.49%. Still on a point and figure buy signal officially. And the NDX flipped to a new column of X's at support. Went up 8.51%. That is some strength still in the markets and holding on. So that's good to stay long for the most part. I've got a few short plays peppered in, but for the most part, I'm still pretty long. And they've all got a lot of the same types of characteristics. Buy on a pullback and wait for a breakout. Until next time, take care, guys. Good trading and have a great night.